And finally, new rule, let's call Super Bowl Sunday what it really is, Super Bet Sunday. Because Major League Sports has become Wager League Sports. Just to give you a couple of pertinent stats, 57% of American adults report doing some form of gambling now. And that's not counting having sex in a state with an abortion ban. Half of men under 50 now have an active online sports betting account, which explains why half of women listen to podcasts about wives murdering their husbands. Look, when it comes to issues of personal enjoyment, I'm a total libertarian. Some people want to ban football itself because there's so much brain damage. But I say that risk has to be your choice if it's what you love to do. Gambling also ruins lives. Still got to be your choice. But tonight, just for information's sake, I would like to take you through just how much things have changed with gambling in America. When I was 20, there was literally one place you could do it, Nevada. I know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas is their motto, but not really. That shit got out, and now it's everywhere. Which is weird, because this country was founded by Puritans who hated gambling and banned it in 1631, along with adultery and cohabitating with Indians. So if you had plans for the Mohegan Sun, forget it. And that feeling that gambling was a dirty little vice best kept in back alleys, that held for 300 years, until 1931, when Nevada legalized it. And even then, it was still considered so socially unacceptable, it took another 15 years before the mob opened the Flamingo. In the 1950s, there was a hit musical called Guys and Dolls, about a degenerate gambler, as all gamblers are, degenerate. Marlon Brando plays Sky Masterson, degenerate because he would bet on anything, like which sugar cube a fly would land on, whether Lindy's would sell more cheesecake or strudel, crazy shit like that. Well, now that's called Polymarket. It's the exact same thing. You bet on anything. Oscar winners, trial outcomes, when we bomb Iran, the weather, the color of the Gatorade at the game, how many minutes into halftime before Ice grabs Big Bunny. I mean, Bad Bunny. Big Bird. Big Bunny. Big Bunny's next year. But let's go back to how we got here, because, okay, first, no gambling for 300 years. Then gambling in one place for another almost half century, until Atlantic City, Vegas with seagulls. But that was it. If you went broke in Vegas or Reno, you could try Atlantic City, and if you lost your shirt there, you became president of the United States. But I guess there's just something about a business where people give you money for nothing that made it too hard to contain forever. In 1964, New Hampshire became the first state where the politicians figured out they could avoid raising taxes if they had a state lottery. And now 45 states have that, with the money often promised to go to education, which is especially funny since it's mostly played by people who think, 99.99999% chance of losing. I like those odds. In 1971, off-track betting was legalized for the first time, and now most states have that. In 1988, Congress okayed gambling on reservations as reparations to Native Americans, because what better way to make it up to the most spiritual people on earth than by giving them a piece of the sleaziest business ever? But not just Indian lands. Also, for some reason, in 1989, riverboats. Riverboats, which never leave the dock. Because gambling is a scourge of society, but when you do it on an old-timey boat with a steam paddle, it's fine. It's fine. It's like when we all pretended we had glaucoma so we could get pot with a prescription. And then came the big one in 2018. The Supreme Court struck down the federal ban on sports betting, and then all bets were off, or actually on. Everywhere. Online, on your phone, before the game, during the game. ESPN is just OTB now. It's literally partnered with DraftKings. Professional sports leagues used to be scared to death to go anywhere near gambling. Now they have teams in Las Vegas. Teams used to ban gamblers. Now Caesars Sportsbook is the official partner of the New York Mets. Which is crazy. Who would ever bet on the Mets? So I gotta ask, is this what we're doing now instead of having an actual economy? I get it. Too many people feel that even clawing their way to the middle class is impossible. Forget fantasy football, owning a home, that's the real fantasy. And yet, half of all millennials do own a home, and most of the gambling is done by really young men, to whom I say, why don't you let life kick you in the ass before you give up on it? I'm sure that an afternoon doing scratch-offs at the gas station is a great way to signal to women, I'm not marriage material, but it's not a retirement plan. Gambling isn't just bad because you lose the rent. It's bad because it gives permission to stop believing that you control your destiny. But this is still America, and you still do. When I was in college and wanted money, I didn't gamble, I got a job. Okay, it was selling drugs. But at least I wasn't just leaving my future to chance. That's not us. That's Eastern culture. I'm not putting it down, but it is more fatalistic. In the Middle East, you can't say 3 words without someone responding, if God wills it. See you for lunch tomorrow, God willing. Oh, for fuck's sake. Kismet, you know, but this is why Macau does 3 times the gambling business that Vegas does. It's why every movie with a foot chase through Chinatown ends up in a basement full of guys playing mahjong. It's why many Chinese restaurants have the word luck in their name. But that's not us. We're the we don't accept fate, we make it people, not the we're up all night to get lucky people.